Hi, I'm Dave LaHote, and I would like to show you my Lean in One drawing as a way to help understand the system for creating basic stability with lean thinking. Lean thinkers believe that all work is accomplished through a process, and for every process, we should have a standard. It doesn't matter whether we're talking about manufacturing processes like assembly or production, or an administrative process like customer service or engineering or registration. We need to have standards for these processes. Standards around items like safety, quality, timeliness, and cost. Here's an example to think about. What is the standard for body temperature? 98.6 degrees, right? Now, does this mean that everyone must have a body temperature of 98.6? No, it's a basis of comparison. Without the standard, we wouldn't know that we should take additional action. So a standard is a basis of comparison, so that we can tell abnormal from normal and proceed accordingly. Lean thinkers believe that if you establish and follow standard work, specific job instructions and methodology, one's process should produce the expected outcome or actual that is equal to the standard. But we know that things don't always work the way they are supposed to. And when we get an actual that does not equal the standard, we have a problem. When we have a problem, what should the people that are doing the work be able to do? They should be able to ask for help. Now, most of us have heard how on an automotive production line, if a worker experiences a problem or abnormality, they are expected to pull the cord. Pulling the cord sets off a signal, like a flashing light. This signal is called an and-on. Now, most of you probably do not have cords hanging around your workplace, but there are many ways to signal for help. In manufacturing environments, perhaps you would have a production by the hour board. Or in a hospital or an office setting, you could just have a whiteboard or a flip chart that's set up where the workers can write down the problems or abnormalities that they are experiencing. So if the worker experiences a problem and they signal for help, what should happen? Of course, they should get a response from their supervisor or whoever has been designated as the and-on responder. And they should get this response in a positive and timely manner. If someone asks for help and we respond by saying something like, "What's wrong now?" it's likely they won't ask for help again. So when someone pulls the and-on and signals for help, we need to say thank you. Our response needs to be a positive experience for the worker. Now, how fast should we respond when someone asks for help? Here's an answer that could make you a famous consultant. The answer is, it depends. It depends on what is needed for that specific process and problem. On the automotive assembly line, where they are producing a car every minute, the response needs to take place in a few seconds. Otherwise, the assembly line will stop, which causes the loss of the value of a car every minute. A production by the hour board, by definition, needs to be checked or responded to every hour. A whiteboard or flip chart in an administrative area may only need to be checked once a day. The response time required depends on what has been agreed upon for that specific process in the and-on system. What is really important to remember is that the agreed upon response time is a promise to the worker by management. Never promise something you can't do. If you say you will check a board every hour and you don't keep your promise, workers will stop following the and-on process, as they'll just see it as a waste of their time. Now, once we respond to the signal for help in a positive and timely fashion, we then need to work together to solve the problem and take us back to the standard. Notice I said work together. Too often, the normal approach is for the supervisor to go into firefighter mode, where they come in and save the day by telling people what to do. Now, this might solve that problem, but lean thinking tells us that we need to create organizational capability for solving problems. Therefore, no firefighting. Instead, the supervisor needs to work together with the worker, teaching a problem-solving method like plan, do, check, act, so that whenever possible, they can coach the worker into solving the problem themselves. This will create the organizational capability that can lead to competitive advantage as the workers become more and more capable at solving problems and producing good results. And wouldn't it be nice if we could see abnormal from normal right now? This is called visual control, where we put our important processes in visual control so that abnormal conditions become apparent and easily recognized. So for all our important work processes, we need to have a standard that helps us define what we need in terms of things like safety, quality, timeliness, and cost. This standard is a basis of comparison versus an absolute. We need good standard work established so that the worker can have the confidence that they can produce a good result. But stuff happens, so we need visual control so we can see abnormal conditions and problems. And once an abnormality is detected, we need a system for signaling for help. When we signal for help, we need to get a response in a positive and agreed upon time frame. Our supervisors need to work together with the worker, coaching them through the problem-solving process that will bring the process and results back to the standard. It is this entire system, established and working, that creates basic stability in our workplace. This is the systems thinking that underlies lean. The mistake that many organizations make is that they implement specific lean tools without an understanding of the need for a complete closed-loop system. They might do 5S to create visual control, but have no standards or and-on system. Or maybe they put in place a sophisticated and-on system, but have no proper or consistent method of response. Or they preach teamwork and problem solving, but they condone and even encourage firefighting by their supervisor. One needs the entire system. In fact, one can actually do the individual pieces poorly, as long as the entire system is in place. So how are you doing in your organization? How well is your system working? What pieces are you missing? Do you have comments or questions? I'd love to hear from you. You can reach me at dave@davelahote.com. Thanks.